Alright, kid is still down for a nap, so I think I can get another video out. Keep in mind, I do have a couple more, this one and at least one more that I'm trying to get out. I was going to do another video on Initiative Q, but this was brought to my attention, Standarta.io. I was invited to join this, and I went to go check out their website, and you can get zero details, no information on it, until you've registered. So I said, why not? It's free, and I registered. Very, very similar to Initiative Q in the fact that they give you free coins just for joining. However, that right there is where the similarities end. Okay. I wanted to make this video because, to me, this whole thing screams bullshit, and I want to show you why. So if you stumble across something else, you know, maybe you kind of would know a little bit what to look for, because this is exactly the type of thing I would have fallen for back when I first started my crypto journey. Now, I did write them an email asking questions on all the points that I'm going to go over, but A, I would be highly surprised to receive a reply from them, and B, even if I did, the chances of it not being total bullshit is still pretty low. So let's go ahead and get into it. Free cryptocurrency mining for everyone. Cloud mining as a whole, I like the idea of it. And the reason that I do like iCenter and stuff is because it's not just cloud mining. It's 20 different things that they're doing with the cash, you know, with the Ethereum that you lend to them. And that's how they're getting you a consistent return, because it's split 20 different ways through 20 different companies, so that if one of them does end up going under or going out of business or ends up being a scam, you have 19 others to fall back on. That's how they've been able to consistently pay people out. Okay. Now, just flat cloud mining, I am still unconvinced, because my question has always been, if you have this hardware already, why would you need me to pay you for it? Why wouldn't you just mine it for yourself? But with that being said, there could be some legitimacy to like an ICO that wants to start a cloud mining farm that doesn't have the capital yet, so they're going to do an ICO to raise the money to buy the farm, and they're going to keep like 10 machines for themselves, and you know, the other 90 or whatever, however many machines that they're buying with the ICO funding will be split amongst people who bought in the ICO. Like, I could maybe see that, but I don't know, just the whole thing, the whole cloud mining thing, I'm very, very leery when people say cloud mining. Now, my second red flag, I'm not a grammar Nazi, I'm not an English major. You know, I'm a math guy, I'm a numbers guy. But if it doesn't read right, it just rubs me the wrong way. And these guys, they don't make any major mistakes, but there's lots of little itty-bitty little things, you know, little anal retentive things. So basically, what they want to do is they keep saying mining. They keep saying mining throughout it, but they have no mention of any actual mining taking place. Instead, they're talking about, you know, they want to create a craze, right, that creates a critical mass that makes this crypto valuable, right? In general, they want to try and help cryptocurrency replace fiat currency. Not a bad goal. I kind of like that. It goes on to say that they're a humanitarian project, right? Redistributing wealth from the wealthy to the poor, you know, Robin Hooding. And they talk about how currency has lost its value and how there's no reason to even have a retirement account, because you know, if you put $100 in there today, by the time that you're able to use that money, it's only going to be worth $10. which if your retirement account wasn't doing shit, then yes, your $100 might have the purchasing power of $10 in today's terms in 30 years, perhaps. You know, inflation has a lot to do with that, and all this, that, and the other, but that's why you put it in a retirement account. That's why you have this money of yours making money to outpace inflation, right? So I'm very leery of people who say, hey, don't put your money in a retirement account, put your money into crypto. Specifically, put your money into our crypto, this new free one that we're giving away free to everybody. Here it is again, free cryptocurrency mining. And they're saying that they're not an ICO, but rather a free token mining, which doesn't make any sense to me. Nothing in life is free. You know, Initiative Q is free because they want something from you. They want the membership so that way they can go to these merchants and say, listen, we've got 30 million members, you know, all around the world with our currency that, you know, wants to use this currency, you know, and there's a value on this currency of X amount, you know. Can you support it on your website, or will you start accepting this as a payment? You know, that's why Initiative Q is giving it away for free. These guys are just, hey, we're going to give you free money. We're going to give everyone a free $11,000 because we're going to take it from the rich and give it to the poor. They also say that there's a community agreement that people are going to not sell for any less than $1 per coin. I'm calling bullshit on that. That's why markets exist, so that you can buy low and sell high, right? Well, in order for you to buy low, it means somebody else has to sell low. Now, they've got a referral program, right? But here's where the huge amount of bullshit hits, right? The just gigantic amount of bullshit hits. Their goal is 200 million people. Or at the end of August this year, depending on what event will occur earlier. But their goal is 200 million people, right? 200 million people. And they're giving out a base amount of 11,000 coins per person. You can go ahead and do that math. I've already done it. And actually, I kind of fucked up in the math because I thought it was 300 million. Because somewhere in here, it says 300 million people. But let's go ahead and let's redo this math on 200 million people. 200 million times 11,000. It's a pretty big fucking number. If you don't know what comes after trillions of dollars, it's quadrillions of dollars. So they're looking to have 2.2 quadrillion coins. Valued at $1 each, that's $2.2 quadrillion. It's a lot of money. I would love to have that much money. Small little problem with that. World economists, they argue about how much wealth there is in the world in a monetary value. But the higher estimates are less than $100 trillion in the entire world. Right? As far as circulating supply of currency. Not like total, but like circulating supply of currency, $100 trillion circulating supply of currency. So I would love to know how they're going to take that number and times that by like 15. That's a very, very interesting question, and I would love to hear their answer. And in fact, that is one thing I asked them, so I'm very much looking forward to the bullshit that they send me. Right? Now, they do have the number of users and the total number of token counts. If you do that math, it comes out to a little over 11,000 per person. It's like 11,800 something. So now let's go ahead and get into the nitty-gritties. Let's get into the technical details. Are you ready? Here's their technical details. Okay, they have a roadmap, and they started registration in May. They're going to end the registration and the free token mining in August. In September, payments go live. So this is where they're going to actually give you your coins. And sometime this year, or maybe sometime next year, they're going to go to secondary markets. That's it. That's all the technical information they have available. I looked on the rest of their website. You know, saw this documents thing, and I was like, cool. But all it is the community agreement on coin value, the user agreement, privacy policy, YouTube videos, and screencasts. There is no white paper. That's another big red flag for me. No white papers, no technical details, no plan, right? Now, I'm going to get into my next point. These guys require KYC, know your customer. You don't need it to register, but you need it after that to do anything with it. That in itself is not an issue. I personally don't like KYC because I've been following Bitcoin and cryptocurrency since the days of the Silk Road, right? So I don't really like KYC, but that's a personal thing. However, I do understand its reason and its legitimacy for particular projects. Okay? So I get it. I understand. Here's where I have an issue with it. You make KYC a cornerstone of your project, and this is the information you give on yourself to everybody. I also am a fan of Reservoir Dogs. Okay? But here's my issue. Okay, Mr. White, the boss, chances are he's the CEO. Probably. Mr. Blonde, the consigliere. Probably some dude who is acting as a legal advisor. Right? May or may not actually be a lawyer. Maybe he's just watched a little bit too much Law and Order. I don't know. Mr. Brown, safecracker. What the fuck does that mean? What is that? For a cryptocurrency world. An outlaw. Again, what does that title have to do with a business? You got the tough guy, Mr. Pink, right? And it goes on and on and on. And I'm just... Why would you require your customers to do KYC and send you photographs of your driver's license or whatever it is that you're going to require? Because I'll be honest, I didn't even start the KYC process, right? All I know is they have one, and they want to know who the fuck you are. But at the very least, it's going to need a picture of your face with your name, right? That is like the least, like lowest level of KYC that there is. So you're going to require people to do this, and you're not even going to give the common courtesy of pulling a fucking stock photo or trolling through somebody's, Facebook or LinkedIn or something to find some pictures to put up to pretend that you're this person. You're not even going to do that. You're just going to give these stupid little Guy Fawkes masks in ridiculous colors with job titles like hitman and lawyer. Okay, so lawyer might actually be quasi-legitimate. I don't know. You know, businesses do need legal people. But, you know, bandits and racketeers and ruffians. Like, what the fuck is that in a business? Like, you honestly expect to corner the world's entire supply of money with job titles like this. But hey, look, they are looking for new development team members. So that's cool. And here's all their contact information. Right? This is all the information they have for their contact. Right? They allow you to ask them a question and provide your email address in return and hope for a reply. That's it. That's all they got. There is no email address they give. You know, they've got a Telegram group and a Facebook group and all this, that, and the other that, you know what? Actually, let's go ahead, because I didn't even bother. Let's go look at their Facebook. Okay, this is my Facebook. Okay, cool. So their Facebook link doesn't even open their Facebook. It just opens Facebook. Let's see their Telegram. Okay, so there's 500 members. Oh, look, Mr. White. Okay, so this guy is supposedly their boss, I guess. Let's look for more of their ridiculous covers. You know what? I ain't got time for this. It just this is the kind of thing that when I look at look into a project, this is the kind of stuff that pops out to me like in a bad way. You know, one or two of these things is not necessarily like, oh shit, this is definitely a scam, but when you have all this in one project, raises a lot of questions. A lot of questions, guys. So I will not be continuing the registration process. I'm not going to be doing the KYC. I'm not really going to spend any more time on Standarta, okay? Okay, so you got to put in your first name and your last name, as it is written in the document that you submit for KYC. So they're going to ask for some kind of driver's license or something, a photo identification that matches this info that you put in there. But yeah, I'm pretty much done with this thing. I just wanted to put this out as not necessarily like, hey, look at this scam, but as you're going through and as you're, you know, doing your own research and finding your own little projects and stuff, little things like this, you know, you need to go in with the mindset of you need to be looking for stuff like everything that I pointed out in this video here, right? And keep in mind, guys, a lot of the about us that you're going to find in a lot of these things are straight bullshit. You know, half of them are, I'm not going to say half, but a lot of them are just straight up copy and pasted from something else. In fact, let's check that out. It's very, very easy to check this out. Right. And we're going to stop it when it goes into the Standarta stuff. Although, to be fair, they do have a lot of stuff about Standarta. And yes, I did Google what comes after a trillion because there's never been a real reason for me to go that high. What? Okay, phone, calm down. There we go. Paste. So just copy a few paragraphs and put it into Google and see what it comes back with. Okay, so it doesn't look like they straight copied and pasted it, but regardless, you can catch a lot of people doing that stuff. So that's another thing to look for. Absurdly high referral programs is generally another indicator. And when I say absurdly high, I mean like you initially get maybe 1,000, and they're going to go ahead and give you like 5,000 per referral or something like that. That's another red flag. KYC can be But doing a little bit of math on what they want their coin to be versus their total supply, their market cap. Just look at the market cap. And if it's ridiculous, like, I don't know, 2.2 quadrillion ridiculous, that's another red flag. A lack of information, especially like no white papers, and a bare bones bullshit roadmap is definitely a red flag. No information on them, on their team, is a flag. And like I said, I don't really trust other websites when they say this is who we are. I just don't trust it. I don't care, to be honest, because anybody can be anybody on the internet. But with that being said, the WPI team is legit. Had to do it. They're advertising for developers, man. I'm sorry, but if you're launching a project, especially if you launch a damn project, what's this, July? You launched your project 2 months ago and you're still looking like you're looking for developers now, dude? Come on, man. Especially when you're trying to corner the entire world's economy, dude. Come on, man. And another red flag for me is the lack of contact information. Like, yes, these guys do have a way for you to contact them, but they don't actually supply any contact information. It's probably just post a comment to their site and flags it with your email address so they can reply to you. That would be my guess, but I don't know, because you don't know how this information is getting there. So just, these are just a few things that I look at, and when almost every single section of their website sends up a flag, that's a major issue for me. And it should be for you too, if you're looking at your own projects. And I highly encourage you to go out and look at your own projects, guys. Don't just, even though I love evolution, and I know it's not a scam because I'm one of the guys behind it, and I know the math and everything behind it, I'm also just a guy on the internet telling you things. So don't just go and blindly throw all your money, or blindly throw some of your money into something because some guy from YouTube told you to. Go do your own research. Really, do it. Look at your own projects, guys. Don't just wait for someone else on YouTube or somewhere else to tell you about a project. Because I'll be honest with you, referral commissions are a thing. Okay, even if you don't get like outright paid, say X, 10 ETH or whatever to go promote this, those referral links do give a percentage to whoever referred you, and that's part of the game. I don't talk about that a whole lot because I'm assuming that you guys understand that, and that referral links do put some money in my pocket. It's not a whole lot, but it's a little bit, so even if these platforms are not outright paying people to promote, which, there's nothing wrong with being a paid promoter, it is what it is. If they're giving a link that has a referral code or something on it, they are getting paid when you click on that link and you put money in that program. Same, I get paid when you click on one of my links and put money into one of my programs that I'm in. But it just, don't rely, what I'm getting to is, don't rely on YouTube, okay? Don't rely on Facebook, some guy on Facebook that you don't know. If you actually know the guy, yeah, maybe. If he makes money, why not? Please go do your own research, find your own projects. When you see something that looks interesting, look into it. And I mainly wanted to do this video to point out a few things that I look for when I'm looking into projects that stand out to me as being good or bad. Unfortunately, this example is pretty much all bad. Yeah, that's what I want. Is I want for you guys to go out and find your own things, right? And this was sent to me by by somebody who looked into it and wanted my opinion. And there's nothing wrong with that. I did reply that I don't like this project, but I do like that they are going out and finding their own thing, which is a great thing. I wish more people would do that. I really do I love it when you guys bring me stuff to look at, you know. And shit, if you've got a referral code for something, and if I think it's a good project and I jump into it, I'm going to use your referral code. That's just the way it works. You should be compensated a little bit for bringing something to me, right? So it sounds like little man is awake, so I'm going to go take care of that. I'll be back a little bit later with some more videos.